Hey guys, quick video just to canvass your opinion, to give my some opinion on NAMM 2018. So first, the question to you: who were the winners? Who were the losers? Who pushed the boundaries? Who played it a bit safe? Where were the innovations? What really got you excited? I'd love to know. Tell me in the comments below. For me, there were a couple of standouts. One of the things that really got me is there's a load of innovation this year with traditional companies like Taylor bringing new stuff to the table, and companies like Marshall just pushing themselves forward a bit, changing things up and making little changes here and there that really add up to making a big difference to the guitarists. But there were three real standouts for me. First one, which just blew my mind, was Fender. Now, this is a company that doesn't need to ever make a different guitar from a Telecaster or Stratocaster to live happily for the rest of their existence, yet they still do. And I really wanted to have been a fly on the wall in the meeting where they came up with their Parallel Universe series. Somebody sat there and said, what would happen if we put a Jaguar into a Strat? And what if we put a Strat into a Telecaster, or a Telecaster into a Strat, or a Jazzmaster into a Strat? Why don't we just sort of completely mix up everything and see what happens? And what a brilliant idea. You know, you can now have your favourite pickup configuration from a Strat in your favourite body of a Telecaster. You can have, if you don't like the shape of a Jazzmaster or the shape of a Jaguar, you can have it you have all the wiring in a Strat. I absolutely love the idea. Yes, of course, they brought out their usual upgrades to their standard lines and their professional lines, but this for me is real kind of, let's have some fun with this. So, you know, brilliant, way to go. Another one that really interested me was Orange. Not so much from what they released, but just the idea behind it and the fact that it's opened my mind to a few things that other amp manufacturers are doing, and also they're British, which is great, with their Hind Terror. The reason I like it, it's a really cool looking amp ahead, but the fact that you can go from 15 watt to 7 to 5 to 1 to 0.5 watts. Now, which means for somebody like me who doesn't gig, is not in a band, I can have all that orange power without losing any of that tone, but at bedroom volumes. And if I want to upset the neighbours, I can just whack it up to 15 and see what happens. Which I think is really kind of important as guitarists learn, and they want to use real amps rather than little headphone amps and practice amps. But actually, the other thing Orange did is they've upgraded their mini amp so that it's still a mini amp with the headphone socket, you know, and you play it on a tiny little box, but you can plug it into a cab and it'll power a cab quite nicely against a drummer. So, yeah, it's some really good stuff coming from Orange there. But for me, the one that got me most excited is probably from a manufacturer I had no idea existed until a couple of months ago, and that is Chapman Guitars. Now, obviously they're all over social media, they're all over YouTube, Rob Chapman and the Andertons channel, all this sort of thing. I hadn't heard of them, if I'm perfectly honest, until a couple of months back when I really started getting back into guitar. But ever since I heard about them, I love the story of British guy wanting to create a line of guitars, doing it through sort of Korea, Indonesia, wherever, but always wanted to do a British guitar, and has finally done it. Chapman Guitars are releasing a British standard line of guitars, all made in the UK. Now, for me, that is really exciting because we don't have that many large-scale manufacturers in the UK. I don't think of any, in fact, that really spring to mind in that range. Now, they are limited runs. They are probably very expensive, but it's a really good step in the right direction for British guitars. So yeah, I think for me, that's probably Chapman might well be the winner for NAMM in the things that interest me. There are some great effects units out there, some great amps out there, but that for me is one that stood out. So again, love to hear from you what you think really stood out for you, who you think the winners and losers were. Comment below, subscribe over there, watch my other videos, and the next one's come out will be all about one of my favourite retro pedals that I own, coming in a couple of days. So see you soon.